Good evening. Welcome to Pioneer's annual holiday concert. Thank you for being here. I know many of you worked today and you made it back here to watch our musicians, and I really appreciate that. A couple of housekeeping items before we get started. We do want you to take pictures and all, but please silence your cell phone. And also, if you need to use restrooms, they are right through the double doors there. My name is Mrs. Miranda, and I'm one of the counselors here at Pioneer. And I always love to come to these concerts. This is my 19th year at Pioneer. And Mr. Fisher and I opened the school together in 1999. So we have been working together for a long time, and we've been doing these wonderful concerts for a long time. Our musical program is truly a treat. You are listening to groups that are award-winning and represent Pioneer very well in the community of Orange County and the larger community of Southern California. Tonight you are going to hear our beginning orchestra, our advanced orchestra, and finally our chamber orchestra. And so without further ado, I want to introduce our music director, Mr. Doug Fisher.
Well, thank you. Good evening, everybody, and happy holidays. Welcome to our annual holiday concert. I had forgotten it's been 19 years, Mrs. Miranda. Wow, geez, that's a long time. And in fact, this room wasn't built till the second year, so we did our first holiday concert. I think it was over at CT, Columbus Testa. We borrowed their auditorium and performed there for the first time. But anyways, this is our beginning string orchestra. All these students have just started these instruments this year, and so if you're a parent of one of these children and you were wondering what that was exactly we were hearing at your house that made no sense at all, hopefully after you've heard the entire group together, it makes a little bit more sense, and you can see how your child's part fits into the whole ensemble and the whole picture up here. So at any rate, that was First Christmas March, and this next piece is entitled Hanukkah Lights and Dreidels. All right, well, Concert Orchestra gets up and gets ready to come back with Mr. Bossman. We're going to finish up this part of the program. You're going to hear two versions of this next piece. We call it Ring Christmas Bells. The Concert Orchestra is going to play a version called Carol of the Bells at the end of their set. So again, with somewhat limited repertoire at this time of year, sometimes the tunes overlap. I usually try to avoid that, but this year couldn't happen. So I hope you enjoy hearing Carol of the Bells twice. First by this group and second by Concert Orchestra. So while Orchestra files off the stage, you just heard a lot of different types of things. They played one piece that was pizzicato and arco at the same time, and he with the bow and without the bow. That last piece was in 3/4 time, it's in 4/4 time. So there's a few different things that we try to accomplish in this time of year, at this part of the year, even with people who have just started playing an instrument. They've only been playing for, 4 months now, and so we've been able to accomplish that with this class, in all that time. They're very sharp, they're very quick, they learn very fast, and so, like I said, that's why we're able to play, 3 more complicated pieces of music for this concert. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes with our concert orchestra. Thank you very much. All right, this next group is our concert orchestra, and we are privileged this year to have a student teacher working with this particular group. He is from Cal State Fullerton. He is doing an internship here basically for the entire year with myself, and then spending half of his day with Mr. Collius at Beckman High School as well. So he's working with bands over at Beckman High School, and he's working with our concert orchestra here at Pioneer. And so we're really happy to have him this year. He's done a great job so far, and they're going to enjoy watching him work tonight. Would you please welcome, first of all, to tune the orchestra will be Dylan Wynn, and then our student teacher conducting this ensemble will be Mr. Matthew Bossman.
right. We are ready to introduce our final group for this evening. This is our chamber orchestra. I want to thank you all for supporting music education here at Pioneer and in your homes. I'm the daughter of music educators, and I'm the granddaughter of music educators. And all three of my sons were in the music program in middle school, and two of them went on to do the high school program. And I just want to let you know that kids make the best friends in our music programs. The students in our music programs all across Orange County school districts are focused on education, they're focused on their instrument, and it is just a great group of kids. And I look at my children now who are grown, and all the activities that they are still involved in alumni groups or whatever, they are still super close to the kids they met in their middle school music program. So thank you again for supporting music in our schools. Have a very happy holiday and a very joyous new year. And again, this is Mr. Fisher conducting our chamber orchestra.
Thank you. So again, this is our chamber orchestra. We have already performed the California Adventure at Disneyland this year. We had a great day doing that, a lot of fun. And these next two arrangements are really creative, and they're still by composers who are very much alive today. First one, Brian Balmages, lives on the East Coast, wrote this next piece called Sweet Petite Winter Suite. And what it is 4 short little pieces with little tiny fragments of Christmas carols interwoven about 4 very good holiday food groups: candy canes, hot chocolate, peppermint bark, and gingerbread men. So, you know, four Christmas food groups there for you to enjoy and think about and reflect on as we're playing these pieces. And then secondly, the next one after that is written by Richard Meyer, who actually lives here in Pasadena. And it's based on Deck the Halls, which will be in a minor key, which will sound a little bit different, and In the Hall of the Mountain King, which are interwoven together. And that'll be featuring a couple of our percussionists from concert band, Nathan Chen and Josh Chihara, who have joined us for this, as well as, and then they'll be playing on Polar Express as well, so I want to welcome them this evening. And again, please enjoy these next couple pieces. Please don't applaud until the last movement of this first one has been completed, because it's a suite, it's a part of, it's 4 short pieces all together. So please enjoy these next 2 pieces. Those are awfully fun. Really like those. Curious chamber orchestra members, how many of you started here in beginning orchestra? Raise your bows or something, or your hands, or whatever. There you go. So it is possible, this side, right? Okay? You can eventually be up here, okay? So the difference, everybody, is basically that, these kids just started on these instruments, and then after a year or so, they moved up to this group, and then after this group, they usually, the rite of passage is up to here, provided that you pass the audition requirement, which we'll do probably in about March or April. So, at any rate, those are the differences in the three levels, as you've heard tonight. We're going to continue now with the music from a fantastic movie that's out right now, and this time of year always, the Polar Express. Well, Christmas came a little early here at Pioneer. We learned yesterday that we've been awarded, I should say, a $3,000 grant from the Tustin Public Schools Foundation to purchase some new instruments. Mrs. Vanderhayden is not here tonight because last night I almost gave her a heart attack when I said $300,000, and I caught myself, and she thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? We have to fire some people. And anyway, so we got $3,000 from the Tustin Public Schools Foundation, so I want to thank them very, very much, and Carol Burby-Garrett, who's in charge of that organization. So if you do support the Public Schools Foundation in any way, shape, or form, please write them a thank you note on behalf of the Pioneer Music Program. I've already done that, and I know they would appreciate hearing from you as well. I want to thank Mrs. Miranda for being here tonight on behalf of our administration. Mrs. Vanderhayden teaches a class at Concordia University on Wednesday nights, helping teachers and or others become administrators, and so that's where she's at. Mr. Fresh had another commitment. I want to thank Mrs. Koski as well. She's our other counselor. Misprint in the program, it says Holly Keene is our choral director. It's actually Holly Wheat. She got married a couple weeks ago, so we need to change that. Mr. Cho for the video production and for the program design as well, and for Mr. Acosta, who sets up all the chairs and takes everything down and helps us make sure that we have a great facility for performance. So I want to thank all those people this evening, as well as parents. If you're interested in getting a gift for your son or daughter, I know they would love to open rosin in their stockings. That's a great stocking stuffer, something that would dearly love to receive, along with maybe an extra set of strings. I know they'd probably like that as well. They just love those kinds of things, as opposed to candy and all that other stuff that you buy for them anyways, which they don't need, okay? So get them something musical. If you want to talk to me about an instrument, that would be the best thing to do, rather than go on Craigslist and look at, oh, the nice shiny blue cello, isn't that cool? My son or daughter would love a nice shiny blue cello. Please talk to me first. I'll send you to a couple of my friends. We'll make you a really good deal and get you a really good quality instrument rather than what you might find on Craigslist. So please, again, contact me if you're interested in an instrument, okay? Thank you so much for coming. We're going to play a tune that lasts about a minute and a half now. This is straight back from the Nutcracker. If you have not seen the Nutcracker, I think there are, between Los Angeles and Orange County, there are close to 100 different performances of that particular ballet. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. I want to thank again Nathan Chen and Josh Shihara for filling in tonight. They were here last night because we had our band concert last night, so they're pulling double duty, so I appreciate them for being here tonight as well and getting out of there. They only had about 3 rehearsals, so I have to send their teachers a little thank you note for letting them out of class to come and rehearse our chamber orchestra, so I appreciate them very much as well. When we're done, of course, students, you need to come back on the stage. We need to get the music stands back on the carts and back to the room, and we need to turn this place, we need to take all of these chairs and turn them back around facing that direction so that Mrs. Wheat can get in here with her choirs tomorrow and continue her rehearsal. So afterwards, don't run out the door yet. Just come on back up here and take care of the chairs and stands, and then we'll get you out of here quickly. All right? Thanks again, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever you celebrate with your families, and we'll see you next time. We're going to close out with Trey Pack.